Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow YouTubers. Today we're going to discuss the second stimulus update. That's right, and a personal update as well. So, first up, I got some news about the second. So, we have a couple things to discuss, first of all, which is stimulus updates. Now, I just read a report today. I'm pulling it up for you. It came from Forbes. It says second stimulus checks. Now, it says Mitch McConnell is opposed to second stimulus as well as other Republicans in the Senate. Now, President Trump stated that there would be a generous stimulus. He didn't say what that would entail, what money is out there, and etc. He just said a generous stimulus. For all we know, it could be $3 trillion to go to infrastructure. Now, I know a lot of people out there, the elderly and the disabled and stuff like that. I have one moderator who thinks that, they need money all the time. Well, it's the way of the land. So, the first options, and I'm going to read you this, is the second stimulus is, again, $1,200 and $500 per dependent. Fortunately, the IRS didn't give many dependents, and that was a delay by itself. Just flat out, right? Under the CARES Act, Second option was $1,200 stimulus, $500 each dependent, limited to the most in need, which means they are select targeting and be like Social Security retirees, Social Security disability, SSI, veterans, railroad, etc. Disability insurance, Fortunately, again, that is selective targeting. All right. So that would make really a lot of people pissed. Now, for some people, it would move the checks out faster, but again, the Republicans, they think that grandma's going to go and hoard the cash, so grandma's not going to use the cash. So that's that. Now, third option, again, is $1,200 second stimulus check for people and all people, $1,200 per dependent. Unfortunately, again, the Republicans don't like that idea because they think that as long as the parents have control or guardianship of their kids, then the money will be used foolishly. So fuck them all. Fourth option is a smaller or larger stimulus check, say $600 or $2,000. Just give or take. So that was option 4. Option 5 is a 2,000 month stimulus check, which again is all lies. Some people are posting $2,000 a month, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. Well, as Pee Wee said last night, and I said it, the population in this country's of over 340 million. So 340 million people compared to, say, 40 million in Canada, which is getting monthly stimulus checks so the coronavirus is over, or England, which I heard is like 66 million people, 67 million people, and 5,500 a month. Literally. So that's not going to happen. Then the other options is a return to work bonus. Well, $450 per person to go back to work for like 6 months to a year. That's like $1,600 a month just as a work bonus to go back to work. But as I said, a lot of jobs are quote unquote not available or dead. So let's move down to the next one. Option 7, $4,000 tax credit. So there's two tax credit deals on the table. One is $4,000 flat out, right? Which means you got to spend $8,000 in tax credits, which means, or $8,000 in travel to get 50 cents to the dollar, so half of it back. So that's $4,000. But how does it affect the elderly and the disabled on a fixed income? It doesn't flat out work, literally. And then the second tax option is $4,000 a year for 3 years, so you get $12,000. Now, a married couple would be approximately $24,000 in tax credit, but to get that, you have to spend up to $48,000 for a married couple. Who's gonna spend 2 to 3 years of income to get tax credits? It ain't gonna work. So the bottom line is, will they vote on something? Possibly. If they do, the bottom line will be voted by August 8th. Okay, that's the deadline. Once August 8th happens, you're not going to see a check. Mitch McConnell and several senators stood up against Stephen Mnuchin the other day and said, no, we don't feel comfortable giving other tax money. And so, to me, it is pretty damn bad, And so, I thought I would answer that on that. What does this all mean? Well, I will answer some of the ideas. Give me 1 second. I just got to send her. So, here's the deal. Tax credits are a bad idea. Now, the president's been throwing tax credits out there. Other people are doing back to work businesses. Now, will we get a stimulus check? Possibly. Like I said, we'll wait and see. But right now, the president said it is a big, generous check. Now, we don't know how generous. He's just said it. But then again, the Senate has to agree. And the Senate is not agreeing. And right now, because it's a election year, they're distancing them from the commander and chief. They're literally distancing themselves for the commander and chief. So, that's something that I would wanted to share with you. Good afternoon, Sassy. Chloe is out walking the dog, so I guess you can hear me quite well today, Sassy. Will we get a second stimulus? Like I said, I read the reports. The report states there's 7 options on the table, and yet I think 3 of them fucking suck donkey balls. The 8th option is food stamps. Again, as Pee Wee said, that would be a bad idea to stick it on food stamps because there's people that need cold hard cash to survive, basically in this pandemic. Chloe, I don't know if Chloe loves you, Sassy Assassin. Frankly, I can't say. I know she loves me. So, anyway, what will this entitle? Well, like I said, the report I read, which was really good, and I watched a guy this morning, Pee Wee gave me, and the guy stated that when people are sitting there saying we're getting $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month, $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, it's all lies. The government's not going to give that much money to someone because, frankly, it is bullshit. It is just a flat out right lie, and people will click on it because they're so desperate for money. They will believe everything they see. Hello, Moppy. Yeah. So basically, on that aspect, on that aspect, and you got to also take into account the pandemic as well. The pandemic is pretty damn fucking frightening, literally. I mean, the pandemic is causing places to spike, and yet the president and the others have said they're not closing down the government, but they might have to. I mean, literally, what we're dealing with is a deadly pandemic that's spiking because people are going out and spending their $600 a week if they don't have a job on booze, partying, strip clubs, you name it, and it is just doing a fucking number on the people. And the people are hurting, literally. I mean, yesterday's spike was 39,000 people, and they say by October 1st, there's going to be approximately 180,000 dead. Yeah, that's supporting the not including the people that are just dying normally or naturally. That's supporting the crematories and the economy when it comes to burial. I mean, literally, we are in a severe pandemic and, people are hurting. But at the same time, you got two sides of the coin. One says, it doesn't matter if there's uh, uh, the vaccine, you go back to work. If you get sick and die, we're not liable for it. You got to make a living. The other side of the coin says, let them stay home and let's literally close down the um, government and everything else and just keep it floating. Then you have the other problem. I mean, literally, you have the pandemic is problem one. Yeah, problem two is the hoarding. The hoarding's causing it, but that's helping the economy. People are still buying toilet paper and food. But when they don't have money to buy, they're going to either have to get off their ass and go back to work or beg for agencies and groups to pay them to stay home. Out of fear, however, the ones that are staying home, those are the ones that's got more trouble than what it's worth because a lot of people are staying home and yet the virus is spreading. And that isn't a good thing. My perfume. So, what's that mean? Well, it means the government is looking at only the economy and the fat cats. However, I think they're going to have to open up eventually for the American people to give them money. Uh, uh. So basically, on a personal note, um, on viruses, because I do talk about virus pandemics too, because this is a personal update, is my advocate is now in quarantine with about 90% of her coworkers because they have just noticed that the virus is spiking on the island and I am stuck not getting my materials I need for grocery shopping. Literally, it is pretty damn bad. And that is something I wanted to share with you all. And that is really making us all uh, disturbed because I got to make leg of lamb, and the leg of lamb is uh, not cool, And so I am being very frugal right now of buying anything because of our supplies. But again, I've told you this time and time again: stockpile food, stockpile water filtration, and stockpile um, entertainment and tools. So we got some more tools coming soon. I just got to make arrangements. Right now is not the time to spend money foolishly because there's a lot of places out there hurting. And so to me, I suggest you all take time to reevaluate things because in August, when they lift the uh, restrictions on the eviction moratoriums, in certain states, then evictions will happen, which means there could be 5 to 15 million people homeless, which means we then now have a homeless problem. Excuse me 1 second, Sassy, and the rest. I want to use the restroom. I'll be right back. What? This stuff goes. Yeah, Courtney offered to take me to the store. Today? Yeah. All right. When should you take me in? I don't know. I just emailed. She wants to have you reschedule your appointment. Yeah, I would. Any day for right. So another side note that I want to talk to you all about is a personal note. Besides the virus spiking, as I told Pee Wee, her son basically got quarantined. Her son's where he works is quarantined. Other people have been quarantined, and now 90% of our advocates, except for advocate number 2, who's a sweetheart, who's not quarantined. Advocate 1's quarantined. I just told her. By the way, not that you would care, Chloe. You probably don't give 2 poops.
What is it?
I'm going to read you this. Dear Rita and Chloe, thank you for your prayers. My daughter is doing okay. She tore a ligament in her shoulder and has some small fractures / broken bones to her hand. She's in a lot of pain, but she's a trooper. Should we reschedule yesterday's appointment? Again, I'm so sorry I rushed her to the hospital, but my daughter comes first, and I love how you are very understanding and a caring person. So she broke her hand and tore her ligament and stuff, muscles.
Wow.
Which says right there, P.S., she might need surgery.
Yeah.
What's that tell you?
She might need surgery.
No, what's that tell you about her, what she did to herself by accident?
Yeah, that's crazy.
So Sassy Assassin says, good afternoon, Chloe. Chloe loves me, sticks tongue out, and tell Chloe I said, hey.
Hello, Sassy Assassin.
Hello, welcome, Carrie Murphy. So basically so that one personal update, in the pandemic, this is spiking, and we living on an island, we're all afraid, and they're opening up too soon to protect the economy. Now, a couple other things, when I said about the second stimulus, some of these tax credit ideas are pretty damn dumb and stupid ideas. How are you doing today, Carrie Murphy? So basically, that's what's going on in the population problem, is the on that aspect, that and like I said, the problem is, even if they hammer out something right by August 8th, the money won't trickle down until after September 11th when they finally do the last of the stimulus. Or here's the other news article that I wanted to share with you that I watched. Now, the non-filers have till October 15th to file so they can get their checks out. Unfortunately, the problem is, if you look at the timeline of October 15th for non-filers, file for their stimulus checks, because tax people can file to July 15th, that's delayed it, to get their $1,200. That October 15th means, if you're looking at the timeline that I'm seeing, because they're delaying it for the first stimulus, that more likely what's going to happen is the taxpayers are going to be seeing their second set of stimuluses probably trickle in, I would say, right around election time or after election, which means in the meantime, the homeless population will increase dramatically. Johnny, I will try to watch something. I did watch something already from moderator Pee Wee about stimulus checks, so I was getting myself some updated info. Now, the tax credit, like I said, is pretty bad because they want to give tax credit for bailing out airlines, but that includes using the money for trips, food, If you travel 50 miles or more, you can get a tax as long as you cover food on your, and you have receipts to prove your food, your gas, your hotel, your lodging, your whatever. Say you go to Disneyland or something, fly there, Disney World with your kids, then you need to do a tax credit, which means you got to spend $8,000 a year just to get your $4,000 tax credit. So if you're a married couple, in 3 years' time, you got to spend $48,000 to travel just to get $24,000. So it's 50 cents to the dollar. Yeah, I mean, I would love to watch something that would cheer me up. Thank you, because frankly, with everything going on, there's a lot of people out there, Carrie, that's actually wanting a second stimulus, and there's a lot of videos out there. There's a lot of people monetizing on the second stimulus because they can't work at home. Me, I don't monetize because I don't have the subscribers, but I do this from the bottom of my heart. So, Now, a lot of people have asked, again, will the stimulus be $1,200? Possibly. Will it be $1,200 plus $500 per dependent? Possibly. Will it be $1,200 per person? Possibly. Fortunately, the Senate stated the HEROES Act was dead on arrival for multiple reasons. One was that it gave $1,200 to people that don't have a Social Security number. Illegal. Then the other idea was $10,000 per person for hazard pay. So if you have, hold on a second. Before you ask me what I'm doing, everyone, I'm using the calculator for 1 second because I have something to say. So you have 210 million. 210 million minus 50 million, right? That's 160 million. Okay, so let's just try this out real quick. Hey, Google, what is 10,000 times 160 million?
The answer is 1,600,000,000,000.
So so almost $2 trillion is going straight out. $1.6 trillion is going out for out of $3 trillion HERO Act. So 2/3 of the money, basically 1.4 million. So let's just say about 55% of that money income is going directly for hazard pay. So 160 million essential workers, right? And they get $10,000 each. That's $1.6 trillion, which Mitch McConnell said, What they're trying to do is do liability, and if they don't get liability, they're not going to pass anything. That now, if Donald Trump offered $10,000 per person for hazard pay out of a $2 trillion stimulus, you're still $400 billion or $400 to $600 billion for a stimulus check for the stimulus checks for the people. But again, when you look at the numbers, they say only the needy needs it. They're looking at based on the next stimulus being only by need. So the people that need it more. Now, because the Republicans turned around. The Republicans turned around and said, look, 30% spent their money on bills and food, 70% wasted it. And that 70% also tried to include it in floating the stock market with their extra money. So to them, they're turning around and they are literally basically turning around and, looking at the numbers. I mean, the numbers don't lie. I mean, literally. Now, people ask me, well, why is it going to be so late till we get a stimulus? Well, there's about $300 billion, $300 to $400 billion, give or take. I'm going to do this. I'm going to say it this way. There's $200 to $400 billion still outstanding out of the $3 trillion stimulus checks that hasn't trickled down into the economy yet. They're sitting on it. They're waiting for it to get trickled down. So they're doing it. and using it as a crutch to make sure that a second stimulus isn't needed. And they're also basically basing it, again, on jobs. The jobs number is what they're looking for in general. They're looking at the jobs numbers as the American people, as long as the unemployment number is going down, then they don't want to give any money. But then again, it's the Republicans. So unless the Republicans really see the damage that's doing to the economy, they won't budge unless they get liability for companies that have their people go back to work. And if they end up getting sick or die, well, they want to have liability that, big business, they want to make sure their company's secured. So if they bring back like 50,000 factory workers for processing meat, for example, or 100,000, then, for example, then they won't need to worry about the people. They're more protected and they don't give two shits about the people. Well, the Democrats do care about the people. Unfortunately, they're both going around the problem the wrong way. That is why. That's something I wanted to share with you all, on that aspect. So if you guys have any questions, you can always post in the comments below, because frankly, it is a big, big mess we're in right now. Literally pandemic spiking, unemployment going up, the housing market can crash because the people can't afford their mortgages, apartment evictions are on the block. I mean, you're literally looking at a big picture of problems, and those problems are going to be basically going through the roof. And when it happens, the American people have no way to fix what is wrong with the people. American people are the American people. And, they all are saying, well, you owe us, and they're telling the government they owe us because, the problem is the government shut down, and the government ordered shutdowns. Now the states are reopening. Unfortunately, the states are seeing a spike because everyone's going out and getting rid of social distancing and thinking if they die, they die. It's the new norm. So why should they be walking around with masks or, whatever? And that is where it's getting to the point of no return. I mean, literally, look at Mark from Columbus or Cincinnati. He basically says people are vomiting in the streets, and no one knows if they're drinking too much or whatever. But that this is a severe pandemic, and people need to realize time and time again to stockpile food, water filtration, tools, entertainment, and just hunker down. I mean, literally, if they don't hunker down, the virus will spread. As long as the states keep getting the ideas to open up to stage 3, stage 4, you're going to see the pandemic worsen, and people are going to go and start contacting their senators or Congress and say, look, you guys reopened early. You owe us double the money because A, you made us stay at home. B, we're still staying home because this virus is deadly. And C, you owe us money because you're the one to then contain this virus in the first place and let it rapidly spread. And at the time, we didn't know much about the virus. And, our commander-in-chief said, oh, it's fake. It doesn't exist. Now that it's 125,000 plus dead. And, yesterday alone was almost 40,000 people infected. I mean, literally. I mean, right now, in the last 11 hours and 4 minutes, it has spiked to 38,000 people getting sick. And this is just in a new time frame of 11 hours ago that starts at midnight where we're at. And right now, we have over 700 dead. and over 125,000. And it's not getting any better, and the death toll is spiking. Hospitals are filling up, and we can't afford the hospitals. And so people are being quarantined at home, and, states are now doing mandatory masks, but, the fucking people are challenging the First Rights Amendment, freedom of choice, freedom of speech. So if they keep doing this, eventually someone's going to have to pony up and say, look, you're basically getting people sick, wear the fucking mask. And if they don't, it's like my friend the other day. She was making coffee, and a lady came into the coffee shop, asked her, she had her mask on, to wear gloves. She said, sure. She put on a pair of gloves and made coffee. Lady was basically like, wash your hands, put hand sanitizer, and put some gloves on. I mean, literally, this lady was so fucking, she has a right to ask, but still not dictating. Fortunately, the government is going around the wrong way, and as they're opening up and allowing people to do leisure in parks and churches and grocery stores, and more people, the virus will spike to super levels, to the point of no return. And then the American people are going to be suffering drastically for these problems. I mean, look at it this way: our island is literally spiking, and now they want to reopen. Yesterday, they were going to have a meeting yesterday about reopening to phase 3. It didn't give a shit. They want fucking tourists. So the fucking rich fuckers are trying to force the fucking people to open up. And so if we have the entire island of 7,000 gets infected, oh, well, the taxpayers don't come first. The fucking rich fuckers come first, And so that's where it is getting bad, So right here, until, states going to phase 3, And then our state has a mandatory. So let's go here first. It says, so, So yeah, effective immediately, and then this is statewide. Masks are mandatory. Let's see. So they're trying to force, mandatory masks while being outside. Chloe, come here. Excuse me for a moment. Like I said, I live in Friday Harbor in San Juan Islands. Here, I'll give you a link to our tourist island, Sassy. Chloe, come here. I hate when I gotta ask 20 times. What? Doing what I think you're doing?
No. What is it?
I'm gonna read you something, so don't argue with me. This is more important than you can think of.
Okay.
As a necessity, economic activities increase more and more people out of their communities. It is imperative that we stop further measure to protect all life. Blah, blah, blah. Vaccines cure, right? Starting Friday, every Washingtonian must wear a facial covering when in public space, as mandated by the public health official in the state, signed by Wiseman and Governor Inslee. This includes both indoor and outdoors, even as you're walking or riding your bike.
Oh, man. I'm staying home a lot.
Well, there you go. So as of Friday, tomorrow morning, it will be mandated. Anyone who's caught without a mask walking down the street will be given a fine of up to $10,000. And it's a gross misdemeanor. Thanks to Yakima spiking like crazy.
You know what someone commented on my post, right? Because I posted on Facebook about the virus. Someone said, yeah, well, there's a bunch of gun owners who would rather wear the mask everywhere they go for the next 10 years and give up their guns. Therefore, they'll vote for whoever protect their guns, whether or not the virus will ever be cured.
Excuse me 1 second. They're not going to give up guns. The only way guns are going to take is
Yeah, that's why I said they'd rather wear a mask to give up their guns and morals, they said. They said they vote for a person who will protect their beliefs, even if the person says the virus is a hoax.
So they're saying they'd rather not wear a mask and keep their guns?
No, they said they would rather have to wear a mask for 10 to 15 years more, and they'd rather have the pandemic go on than worry about their guns being taken away.
Well, you know what? These people are paranoid. Their guns aren't going to be taken away. These people are idiots. Do I gotta explain something again? So
No.
I'm losing my voice. Look, Chloe has made. People can sit there and say Chloe didn't make sense. I'll tell you what I think. Okay. Right now, we're in a pandemic, okay? Gun rights is the least of people's worry. They might have to sell all their guns soon to just eat because the game wardens are going to be getting more and more game wardens to help protect the meats, the deer, the elk, the caribou. And if they basically aren't working and they're basically doing things, you know what the problem is? That these gun-toting son of a bitches that think that their gun rights are more fucking important than fucking food or, whatever.
And it's also people who don't mind if the pandemic goes on for a long time as long as their religious morals are protected.
Look, it doesn't matter. You know why? Because right now you have a war between the Democrats and the Republicans. The Democrats want to fucking save America. Okay, everyone? So I can sit there and say, thing is they might have to give up their guns to eat. Literally. I mean, literally, look at it this way. The Republicans might just say, oh, you can keep your guns, go back to work and everything. But there's no jobs to go back to. They're going to have to make some sacrifices. I mean, we're in a pandemic. Until they get a vaccine for every mutated part of the coronavirus, we're screwed.
Cars and trucks before they sell their guns. A lot of them will do that. They'll sell their car. A lot of them will even sell their home before they sell their firearm.
Yes, but there's a little problem with this. Oh, they're going to sell their house and their cars and before they give up their guns. Simple. Before I raise my voice and throw it out again. When people in this fucking economy can't fucking afford a used car, a new car, or fucking house because they have no money, then these people will do drastic measures. They might just give the banks back. So there might be 20 million used cars on the market because they can't afford them. Just because jobs aren't there. Literally, these people are buying foolish and stupid stuff.
Junking a lot of cars.
Hold on. I mean, look, the American people, okay, are sitting around. That people don't realize that money, okay.
So Courtney's going to take you in a bit, right?
The 2 p.m. or I'm gonna meet her at 2.
And then after you come back, we're in for the day.
Yeah.
I'm not going to.
Well, the trike, the trailer's not in either. It's still sitting in fucking Burlington, not being out for delivery. And you have several packages being delayed by UPS already, which, again, a lot of people are fucking bitching about that. So
wait till September rolls by. We're gonna have a huge death toll.
The death toll will be high by October 4th. They're saying 180,000 because no one's listening. 180,000 in this country. Now, I'm sorry if you guys think I was being rude to Chloe, Sassy, or Carrie Murphy, or the rest, but I was trying to make a point that there's now no money. If there's no money, then, like I said in the beginning of my video, how many fucking people out there are gonna spend? Okay, let me tell you, Chloe, the newest thing coming down the pipe. They're offering stimulus checks, basically, in the form of tax credits for you for 3 years. If you're a single person, it's $4,000 per year. That's $12,000 for 3 years, or $24,000 for a married couple, no kids. Kids aren't included for travel, right? So every year you got to spend $8,000 or 16 or every year. Okay, let's just put it in a 3-year perspective. To get 24 or $12,000, okay, in tax credits, you got to spend 24,000. That's 50 cents to the dollar. Now, married couple, in 3 years, you got to spend $48,000. Most people would not be stupid to take that. They might throw that in the bill, but how many people are going to be basically going and filing taxes and being like, oh, yes, I had 16 doctor's appointments I had to pay out of my own pocket? Maybe. The tax credit problem is where they're basically trying to screw over someone. To me, this is pretty damn lazy, you know.
Trying to bail out the airlines too.
I mean, literally, they already bailed out the airlines, and that this tax credit means it's for any type of travel, whether it be Amtrak, Greyhound, cruise lines. That includes 50 miles or more, like I said.
People are dying of a pandemic, and all these people will think about some money.
Well, yeah, they're trying to bail out the economy, and the best way is to screw over the people. And they think masks in public is going to happen too. You know.
I guess these masks will soon one day be a norm for required clothing.
Yeah. Basically, like I said, we are in a massive pandemic, and yet people are fucking paranoid and worried about useless crap.
This is extreme. This is really bad.
I mean, literally what we're dealing with, is man, this is fucking weird. So sorry, I'm just trying to finish this up here, reading news for something that's important, to understand what's going on. So basically, being living on an island, it's spiking like crazy. And with them opening up to phase 3, like I said, that's going to hurt the economy more. And as long as the virus spikes, people are going to want more money, which the government owes the people because they're doing these open phases. And as long as the virus is spiking like crazy and they keep opening up things, and they don't think about closing down cities or states because of it, they're going to basically cause a lot of problem, which means they should be paying people to stay home. And if they don't, and the government allows these people to not be enforced, I mean,
That's all I care about is the economy.
let me use the restroom real quick. No, they care not about the economy. It's bigger than that, Clay. They care about big business.
Yeah, so I'm saying big businesses. They care about the big corporations. We want the corporations to live on and people to die.
All right, sorry about that. So basically, like I said, okay, the problem is the government turns around, right, and the government has these ideas, right. The government comes up with these ideas. Fortunately, the government wants to save their big business buddies by doing liability and everything else. But as long as they don't get what they want in the stimulus bill that they want, the American people will suffer. Now, Chloe doesn't realize. Some people say Chloe's dumb as a box of rocks. But truly, Chloe and others don't realize the unemployment rate is bad. I mean, one of my friends, Izzy, got canned from one of her jobs, and her cousin Brad and Ivy took her in. Thank God that she was taken, and I would have took her in. Second problem is the economy is going to show unemployment even if the numbers stabilize and people slowly go back to work after August or July 31st due to the fact that they might not get another extension on unemployment benefits, then people will have to realize to go back to work. Otherwise, they lose their homes. And, they might be living in tents and under bridges and cardboard boxes. And some might end up having 3 hots and a cot. So, problem is you got to look at the big picture when it comes to the American people, when it comes to money. The money is pretty damn bad. And because the money is pretty damn bad, the American people need to realize that the money is bad due to the fact that that there's no money. I mean, Chloe's like, oh, well, they're worried about their guns. Well, they might be worried about their guns, but if they can't fucking eat, they would be willing to sacrifice their guns. And if they don't sacrifice their guns, then they'd rather see their family starve because they put too much money into guns. I mean, let me put it to you this way. All right. The American people, okay, turn around, right? Now, Pee Wee's right completely, and I'm going to say she's right. I know she'll watch this video later. Pee Wee's right. The government can't tell you what you can and can't do with your money, all right? The government ain't your mom and pop. Unfortunately, it's like Pee Wee and I talking last night. I apologize for me being a little tipsy the other night. She said, well, I'm not your mother. Well, I do like my cognac. All right. And because of it, I gotta make arrangements soon to get cognac. Probably tomorrow I'll go off island if they finally took the money. But right now, I gotta make sure to get ingredients for a lamb roast, And so the problem is the American people, the taxpayers, are going around and they are hurting. You could say, oh, well, that's cool. No, it isn't. You see, problem is if there is no money, how many people are going to go and spend the money that they need to survive? Okay. There is survival equipment out there. Okay. You could say, oh, yeah, well, they don't give me another stimulus because I need the money, then I'm not getting my vote. Well, they don't give a shit. You're just one fucking person. There's other people that aren't thinking that. The thing is the American people got to ask what goes on. How come it happens? I mean, literally, we're in a pandemic, okay? Literally. And because we're in a pandemic, the American people need to realize that if the government doesn't pony up to their fucking mistake and pay people, then they're going to be causing not just the unemployment rate. They're already taking the blame, and that's why they don't want to close down the thing again. But as long as there is no cure for the virus, the coronavirus, I'm going to tell you that people won't feel safe going out. And when people sit there and say it's mandatory, they got to be wearing a mask out in public or out on the streets just to go get groceries. Oh, it helps spread the virus. So what if someone's zipping past on a bicycle and they got to wear a mask because, it's the law? I mean, literally, it's another way to give people 3 hots and a cot while they're fucking mandatory in a fucking Banyway state. Literally, if masks save lives, the reason the states are doing it like this state is because they want to enforce it. Now, I know if Mark was here, Mark would be like, oh, yes, that's great news. Yes, it is great news, but I don't want to walk down the street going from my house all the way to the grocery store, stopping at my Advocate 2's office to get her to go shopping when I got to wear a mask. Or if I got to fucking zip past on my trike, I got to have a mask. I'm sorry to say. They want to fucking stop me? I'll be like, look, you want to fucking challenge me? I challenge you in your fucking courts. Take me to jail because I will sue your ass for making me wear a fucking mask on the street, walking down the street. And people don't walk. They're always zipping in their car. They're saying people got to wear masks in their fucking cars, by the way. I mean, how much more do you got to fucking do? I mean, literally. The thing is, you shouldn't be fucking wearing a mask in your fucking car. You should get your groceries. You should go home. You shouldn't be fucking wearing a mask while you get out of the store. You got to take it off. Said, oh, well, you just walked out the door. You got to keep it on. You got to walk all the way home. There's people like me that have breathing issues with those fucking masks. I can barely breathe in those damn things. What are they going to do? Issue me an oxygen tank? I'd be like, come to the dark side, Chloe. We have masks. Come to the dark side, Chloe. We have masks. Yeah, well, you get my point, right? The fucking oxygen and everything. I mean, what? I gotta wear oxygen? What's next? They're gonna make it mandatory that dogs wear masks too?
Or out in the restaurants, if this becomes a mandatory thing forever. I think most restaurants will suffer, or they'll start setting.
The restaurants, the only exemption is if you're eating or drinking, you don't have to wear a mask. As soon as you're done drinking, you need to put the mask back on. If you don't, you keep buying drinks until you're completely intoxicated. That's where they fucking really will get you. And as soon as you finish your meal, you need to put your mask back on. Sorry to say, but to me, if you're going to eat out and you're paying money to eat out, you shouldn't be fucking wearing a mask in a fucking restaurant, And that's the other thing. A lot of people, service dogs, are being discriminated right now with, oh, well, your dog could be carrying the virus. We don't want him in there. So you're fucking stuck. I mean, that is the problem here, I want to thank Pee Wee again for this really nice. What the fuck? Why the fuck is this always doing this to me? Hold on. There. Thank Pee Wee again for the thing. Let's see. Well, we have a lot of welcome, Neon Goblin. Good to see you. We have a lot of cases in Yakima too. I mean, Yakima sparked my complaint this morning, Neon Goblin, where they said that everyone in the state of Washington has to wear a mask inside and outside. I'm sorry to say, but if I'm walking down the street, no one's walking with me or near me, fuck them. I ain't wearing a fucking mask unless I have to. Fortunately, saying it spreads, it saves lives. To me, I think it's a violation of my rights that they're trying to force me to wear a mask. It's a violation of my rights if they want to fucking do contact tracing. They don't need to knock on the door and be like, we're the U.S. Army, we're here. I'd be like, Army, fuck you. Get out of my fucking face. And I'd slam the door and I'd record it on my camera. And if they didn't leave, I'd be fucking sending the fucking report to the ACLU for harassment. That's because they're outside. You know, that's the thing, Neon. They say when you're outside, whether you're riding your bike, walking your dog, in your car, in your motorhome, on a boat, anywhere, even if you're halfway 40 miles outside in the Salish Sea, halfway between Friday Harbor and Canada, you have to have a mask. Otherwise, you can be fined. I mean, I'm sorry, but if I'm on a fucking sailboat 20 miles from fucking port, you think I'm going to wear a fucking mask? Oh, it's against the law to prevent what? They're now thinking it travels through the air? Literally. They're making it everywhere. I mean, I own a trike now. I have a three-wheeled recumbent trike, right? Neon. I'll show you a picture of it. Anyways, because I have a trike right here, my trike, I have to wear a mask putting around in it now by law. If I want to go ride around the island, again, I got to wear a mask everywhere I go. Excuse me 1 second, I got to use the bathroom. A little extra coffee this morning is doing it to me, but don't worry.
This is really bad.
Well, I know. They want to fucking prevent it because fucking Yakima have 10,000 cases. I mean, just to ride our bike, say 5 or 10 miles around the island, we have to wear a fucking mask. I mean, literally, it's fucking ludicrous. They're making it right now that if you're in the state of Washington, okay, Neon, you're going to fucking love this one. And you're riding on Amtrak, for example, right? You're riding on the Amtrak bus, okay? They have a bus go Seattle. You got to wear the mask for 2 hours on the bus, Chloe. Now, if you're on the fucking Amtrak train, you got to wear the mask, except for eating and drinking. So unless you're a glutton and you keep eating the whole trip, they want you to have a mask. Now, another thing is they've mandatory that they want, if you want to be without a mask to a point on short distance trains, like, for example, Chloe, you and I went to Wenatchee, right? And we went from Seattle to Wenatchee. Without a sleeping car, we would have to have a mask the whole time.
Oh, no way. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, that's what they said. Now, if you have a private sleeping car, you can get away with no mask.
You know how many people are going to book those sleeping cars now?
None. Amtrak's not getting any business right now anyways. No one can afford to travel. But you see what I'm saying, Neon? Isn't that fucking ludicrous? Just to have a private car, you can wear no mask, you know. But if you go out and your private car doesn't have a toilet, you got to wear a mask from your room, the roomette, to the toilet or to the shower room. Oh, and if you're taking a shower, They prefer you to have a mask, a waterproof mask that you can use while in the shower. Literally, am I missing something here? I mean, are we going the way of the mask? I mean, literally, back in the day when Chloe was just a wee fucking pup, way young. Hello, my name is Chloe. 4 years old, 5 years old, when the Sony Watchman was around, or the Casio TV, or the Citizen, or whatever. Those TVs went away like the dodo bird because they changed over to digital signal just to basically make some fucker rich. Here's the kicker. And then they made everyone go with digital converters. And if your TV failed, eventually the converters are thrown out because they don't make them anymore. So again, it was just a fucking cash grab. So now they're basically making a cash grab to help the fucking local economy for masks. And I mean, literally, in the fucking car. I mean, on a fucking bus. Masks all the way on the airplane. Look, I was talking to my advocate the other day, one of my advocates. We went to do some business for Chloe. And one of the third advocate 3 was there. She's a sweetheart. And I said, hey, how's the coffee? And she goes, we're not allowed to give you coffee. I said, no. How's the coffee? She says, I don't drink coffee. I said, well, what about the rest of your cronies? A lady that was coming out to go copy some said, the coffee's great, Rita. Thank you. I said, thank you. She said, oh, I thought Rita wanted coffee. She didn't know. We're not allowed to give coffee. We're not allowed to give many snacks either because unless you have sugar level problems. Otherwise, you don't get jack shit. My other advocate, same thing. They can't offer coffee to their clients anymore because of the coronavirus. So again, look at the big picture. The economy's taking a dump. They're, I mean, literally. I mean, if you're sitting on a bench, okay, literally on a fucking bench at the farmer's market now, you have to have a mask. If you're walking down the street to go to the coffee shop, you have to have a mask. It basically says, okay, here's what it says in my own fucking opinion, okay? I know Chloe's sitting there.
Good thing to you. About the masks.
It just means that me and Chloe, we're going to have to both hop on the fucking treadmill and just fucking use our mind to use it every day. I use it every day anyways. I wanted to use the trike, but it seems I'm not going to be able to use the trike without masking up. So again, another wasted purpose. Oh, not...
They run around with sort of masks that their cronies could bail out. Go ahead.
Not to mention that people like Chloe doesn't realize if you want to go fucking do our hobby, photography, by the way, with interchangeable lenses, you got to wear a mask. Or you're down at the lake, Chloe, you got to wear a mask. If Chloe goes to the lake, you got to wear a mask just to fly fish. Doesn't that tell you something right there?
Mm-hmm. It does. We're never going to get out of this.
Walk down the street to go catch the ferry. Got to wear a mask all the way there. 20 minutes wearing mask and almost dying of asphyxiation of carbon monoxide from your own fucking mouth. I mean, look. That is why I told you all to pick up the tools you need. I mean, look. Let me put it to you this way, okay? Let's just talk for a minute. One of the guys that I truly like, I want to give him a shout out, by the way. He's a great guy, by the way. Hold on. Now I'm really pissed off. Now I'll tell you why. That's not a certain moderator's fault. But I'm going to fucking bitch about it completely for a second, okay? Now, one of my moderators got off work just recently. And basically turned around and basically said that her cousin and cousin-in-law went ahead and got a freezer. All right. Me and Chloe has a freezer on fucking order. We got a 20. Well, what is our freezer? 21 something. Hold on. Let me go look. 21 foot something, right? 21 cubic foot or something, right? So we got a fucking. I'm going to bitch about this for a minute because I have a fucking legitimate gripe. A legitimate gripe. There we go. Hold on a sec. I'm trying to look for it. Here we go. So we have like a 21 or 25 foot freezer coming, right? We were stockpiling, right? Anyways. So we have this freezer we bought. And yeah, here we go. So we got this one. We have a Frigidaire. I have to go look it up real quick. Frigidaire. What the fucking son of a bitch, motherfuckers. Change location, you jackass. Pieces of crap. All right, so basically we have this freezer, right? And right now, because freezers are so fucking sold out, right? That we have this giant freezer. We have a 24.8 cubic foot chest freezer on order. Hello, how are you? Josh, welcome, Josh from Texas. We're talking about the second stimulus and the economy and the pandemic, so welcome. So we got a 24.8 cubic foot Frigidaire freezer on order, and the motherfuckers turn around and tell us every fucking week we get an email. It's pushback. It's you're September. Oh, it's July to September to October to December. Yeah, one of my moderators got a freezer, and it's like that. I'm fucking waiting. Fucking freezers are hard to get a hold of. I got a bike guy that charged $1,500 for a fucking salsa bike, by the way. Fucking stupid name. The salsa bike. $1,500. He sells me a trike that costs $1,500 outfitted. We still got to get the fucking basket for it, which is there. Meanwhile, freezer. I mean, literally, something isn't. I don't get it, okay? I'm not being paranoid or upset. I'm upset at the fact that I have to wait till fucking December for our fucking freezer, and we got more money fucking there. So this fucking freezer right here is fucking completely packed to the top of fucking meats, and we're eating it down. My other freezer in the refrigerator is fucking, again, fucking full, and we're getting more meat. And because the beef is the problem, another fucking pandemic hoarding problem, we went with lamb, which I'm making good lamb roast tomorrow.
It's been a hell. It's pandemical.
I mean, literally, that's the thing that upsets me, okay? I mean, literally. So, apparently, my moderator said that the freezer was given as a gift. Well, that's fine and dandy, but still, I gotta wait till December. Some motherfucker out somewhere else needs to wait because the fucking freezers are another fucking item that's been fucking sucked up by the fucking American people. Why? They know there's a pandemic. They know it's gonna last 18 to 24 months. They're fucking hoarding everything that ain't fucking nailed down, including the fucking floor nails. Floor nails. What do you think of that one, Chloe? The carpet tax are even being taken. Don't you get the joke? They're vacuuming up everything that isn't nailed down in this pandemic, including the floor tax.
Right. So, they said this pandemic will go on until at least fall of next year.
I think Jesus is playing on the ground like a Bob G. He doesn't care about anyone. Like a Bob G. Hey Google, what's the definition of a Bob G?
Sorry, I don't know how to help with that.
What?
Here are other
Hey
things you can
Google,
try.
what is the definition of a BOBGY?
Sorry, I don't know how to help with that. Here are other things.
Alexa, what's the definition of a BOBGY?
Here's what I found on Wikipedia. A barangay, sometimes referred to its archaic name barrio, is the smallest administrative division in the Philippines and is the native Filipino term for a village, district, or ward.
There we go. Let me look this up. Fucking these things are idiot. Hold on. What is a bobgi? That's the thing. There is no answer. You must have using a phone, Josh, because it seems the definition is nowhere. Unless you mean bogey or something. Anyway, so basically the bottom line is me and Chloe's got to wait till December for a freezer, and yet, that's the other thing I want to talk about for a second. Pandemic, okay? We are in a massive fucking pandemic. The pandemic is so bad that fucking everything's being sucked up. I mean, look, video games sucked up. Video game systems sucked up. Laptops, desktops sucked up. TV sucked up. DVD, Blu-ray players sucked up.
They have to go hungry. They might have to go down with a big bang. We have the best of the best when they die. Stuff they plan to have gotten down the road in their life. They think they're going to die of hunger soon, so they might as well buy it now and go down with a big bang. Get the stuff they've ever wanted now before they pass on.
You alright?
Yeah.
You didn't throw up, did you?
Trash. Taking it out.
Anyways, now let me use the restroom. Yeah, there's a couple garbage cans full too. So.
Yeah. Catch my breath. I'm gonna hold him. He's a comfort. He's a comfort. He's a comfort. He's a companion. Aren't you pumpkin?
So about the whole mask thing, okay? Let's just go back to this before me going into a rant about a fucking freezer, alright? The mask thing is just a fucking another way to keep fucking people indoors legally without them fucking bitching about how they gotta walk down the street with a fucking mask to go anywhere. If you go to the beach, oh yeah, if you want to go suntanning in on this island, for example, you gotta wear a mask now on the beach. You see, that's I mean, look, you got to wear a mask on that. Hello, Izzy. You got to wear a mask for that. You got to wear a mask for the mandatory to walk down the street now tomorrow morning. I mean, literally, what the fuck is the problem here? The problem is simple. You got fucking hoarders on toilet paper. You got to go through different channels. You got fucking hoarders of paper towels, hoarders of food. Literally, every time I turn around, Prime Pantry is fucking empty almost. You got fucking hoarders of other items. Literally, video games, computers, everything else, TVs, you name it. Reason for it, people say, oh, well, it's these people on their stimulus, they spent their fucking money foolishly. It's not about the stimulus. You know what the fucking problem is? Problem is they didn't fucking spend it properly. They fucking sucked up the warehouses, okay? Truth of the matter is the warehouses are fucking empty. What they're rotating around. If you can get a hold of a printer, hallelujah. It took me 3 months to get a printer. 3 fucking months to get my projects running. 3 fucking months. Meanwhile, I was doing everything by hand. Again, the same thing fucking happens. Look at this gray hair. Then you got these fucking son of a bitches sucking up freezers. No offense to the beautiful Izzy bot. I'm not saying anything negative towards her. It's the fucking freezer. We got a delay on our freezer, our new freezer, to fucking December. Christmas time. Hallelujah. What's it going to be next? February, March? Are they coming from fucking China? Must be, because we can't get any in. I've never seen made in America fucking freezer in a long time. We got, we were going to go Kenmore, but again, Kenmore was sold out. Then you got the fucking pandemic of bicycles. You go everywhere, bicycles sold out. 99% specialty bike shops that do have decent bikes. People can't afford a bicycle. They can't afford. Anyways, I had to throw a joke in there for my email. I've been meaning to email on something else. I got the tools I got to order for Chloe soon. But let me put it this way. Everyone in the world is fucking struggling, okay? People think because Chloe's loaded with money, we're not struggling. How do you fucking people think, okay? Now, I did do a joke, with the weed thing with in the email to my correspondent that I correspond to. Because, yeah, I know she's struggling too, but I figured her and her cousin and cousin-in-law, the cousin and cousin-in-law might be struggling, but not her, because she is struggling because of what she said yesterday about her car. But people think because me and Chloe have money right now that we're not struggling. Doesn't anyone realize that we're fucking struggling worse than a lot of people? Whereas some people I'll just throw out some names out there, like Izzy or Brad or Ivy or Pee Wee. They can go to the local grocery store to get groceries. I can't, because I'm fucking got to deal with my advocates because Chloe was throwing out because of her temper. Not to bring it up again, okay? I know Chloe doesn't want me bringing it up, but you have the idea. So I'm struggling. So I got to go online and be like, oh, yeah, I need 20 bottles of ranch dressing for 3 months. Having it shipped in because my advocate felt so bad. She's actually taking me shopping today when she found this fucking fat-free dressing was expired 6 months. I literally was sitting on the shitter for 18 hours with food poisoning. I was wondering why I was sick. Literally, we are making everything freaking last. I got to make up a soup soon with lamb. I'm struggling too. I got $1,300 coming out of my debit card for fucking meats, okay? I emailed the lady. She says the bookkeeper is supposed to take it out today. I don't want any problems, is what I told her. The bank has been fucking a dick to me. And so we're doing everything we can, and yet we're sitting with meat. So I'm basically like, okay, I can handle this. Fortunately, I am worried like hell, literally. And people say, oh, well, you're not struggling that bad. Really? Go to the fucking grocery store where they charge $40 for one fucking double roll of toilet paper and fucking $20 for a fucking one single roll of paper towels and $240 for a 10-pound chub of hamburger. Literally, the fucking store's been fucking sucked up. The other stores are being sucked up, is what my advocate says. I'm ordering what I can through farmers. I'm making deals with fucking farmers to survive. Yeah, maybe lamb's just a little too rich for my blood, but you know what? I'd rather eat in a pandemic than fucking starve. I mean, literally. I mean, we are in a pandemic. And as long as we are in a pandemic, we will be suffering to no end. I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm not fucking complaining at all. Look at that. Fucking GPS came on my computer for a second. What, fucking, they're trying to trace me again? Contact tracing. Yep, she's at home. Literally, I am royally pissed off. Pissed off because, people think we're not struggling, but we are. I mean, literally, we might have a stack of money, but literally, we can't do much with it. I mean, literally, we can fucking go buy whatever we want, but we're not. We're fucking sitting here waiting for money to come out of the fucking card so we can fucking plan our next order on Amazon or toilet paper, Target, a few canned goods like raviolis. That's it. I mean, literally. Otherwise, we're eating fucking lamb. And lamb's not bad. Ground lamb, lamb stew, lamb shanks, lamb chops, a rack of lamb. I mean, literally. I got to get some other stuff. Unless I got to get orange juice. And then I got to get pens, paper, envelopes. I mean, literally, I have to remember everything. And then, like you said, these fuckers are basically turning around and saying, well, if you don't want a mask, you don't have to, you can stay home. They're trying to force you to stay home in another way. Literally, it's a different tactic. Now they make it mandatory. It's a misdemeanor if you fucking don't wear a mask. What type of fucking country is telling us you're gonna get a $10,000 fine and a misdemeanor if you fucking don't wear the fucking mask? I'm sorry to say, but isn't that fucking against the fucking rules of the First Rights Amendment? Literally. I mean, look at it this way. The fucking government's forcing us to stay home. It's either wear the mask or stay home. You want to go to the beach? Wear the mask. You want to go to the fucking museum? Wear the mask. You want to go to the boozers? Wear the mask. You want to go to the movie theater? Wear the mask. Oh, and by the way, you better shovel your popcorn in as fast as you can and put that mask back on and chew. And then when you're done, you chew some more. I mean, literally, they're fucking making this fucking impossible to survive with the mask. I, on the other hand, am fucking tired of these son of a bitches. I mean, literally, But yeah, price of everything is fucking through the roof. I mean, I'm just fucking furious. Now, I know Izzy Bot, she's still watching me. She's probably saying, oh, well, you never updated us on how I'm feeling today. I'm feeling pretty damn fucking shitty today, I tell you. Tell you what happened. So I got done with my video last night late. By the way, the picture was very nice. I'm going to send you a couple outfit suggestions, but enough about that. So then I turned around this morning. I got out of bed. Alarm hit 6. I was going to get ready to go, so I go shopping. I went back to sleep for an hour. That's why I have dual alarms. 7 came, got up. Took me about an hour to do emails, go through the notes for today's video. Meanwhile, I was tired. Again, I get a call around 9:15, 9:20. I was about to get out the door to go shopping because I got to get ingredients for my lamb roast tomorrow, Izzy. And my advocate got sick with the coronavirus, so 99% of her office is shut down. So I was like, great. How the fuck am I supposed to make lamb? Last night's lamb came out fucking perfect, but I don't want to do that lamb that way. I wanted to do it my wifey's way in Australia. What happened? Yeah, I was married to an Aussie, a beautiful trans woman who guided me too. And I lived in Australia 5 years, 1 year in New Zealand, so I know all about lamb cooking. So I said, okay, I'll do the traditional lamb way, Greek style. Fortunately, couldn't go. Pissed me off. I was like, okay. So I emailed the bike guy. You know. I emailed the bike guy. And I asked the bike guy, I know Izzy said, well, how am I feeling today? Well, I emailed the bike guy, and he says, hey, keep me informed on when the trailer comes in so we can set it up at the same time, right? Trailer is sitting in Burlington, right? He emails me and says, yeah, I just checked in with them. They don't want to move it till tomorrow because there's not many deliveries, and they don't want to move an 80-pound trailer, portable doggy trailer, mind you, onto the island. I said, we just got a confirmation that we got a box coming from UPS that was delayed by UPS that's supposed to go to the fucking Postal Service. He turned around and he said to me, are we sure it's not coming by the Postal Service? I said, I don't know. I said, I could check the tracking. He said, please do, because if it's coming SurePost, I need to know. So I've been like, and I was like, do you really think they're going to fucking do SurePost? I figured it'd be ground. He said, with SurePost, we'd know. So I'm going to go check on that real quick. Because frankly, he wants to know. Because if it goes into the hands of the post office, it'll be fucking Christmas time, before it gets taken care of. Sorry about that. So he's like, yeah, we need to check in on that, Rita. We need to make sure it's not going to SurePost, because if they're sending a 60-pound box by SurePost, which they could do, Amazon's notorious for it, then he said it ain't going to be set up till Saturday, because these fuckers will have to wait for another day. So, in transit. All right, hold on. Going UPS ground. All right, so let me print screen this for him. All right, so I'm going to do this real quick. There. That's first. And then we go down here. Yeah, I know, that was the camera. There we go. And then I'll turn the volume down. So yeah, I mean, if you look at it from this point of view, right? 30 pounds. And I'll do one more. There. There we go. So I will send that out to the bike guy real quick, because he's been wondering about it's going UPS ground.
If I ever pick up our meds later, or like that later timeline, right?
Yeah.
I'd pre-order them. I'd actually get them. I'd call ahead, so I don't have to wait down there wearing a mask.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't. Call ahead.
Yeah, I have to now. It's not that bad.
There we go. So I just sent my bicycle guy his update, and it's not even out for delivery. I mean, can you believe that? We got $433 trailer that's fucking sitting in Burlington, where they said, oh, well, we're not sending it out because we don't have enough deliveries to make. So, put together, it's like 80 pounds or something like that. Anyways, I sent him the information, but, I mean, literally, I get a damn feeling that they're going to fucking delay it, these son of a bitches, for some damn reason. UPS is always doing something. I mean, the fucking trailer, fucking Moppy's trailer is fucking in Burlington. It's got to be put together by the bike shop, and yet the bike shop can't fucking do it. Then, my bad day happened because I got fucking, my advocate this morning calls me and says she's sick. And they got her in quarantine because of the coronavirus. Meanwhile, lunch is canceled for next week. Meanwhile, I can't get my ingredients for traditional Lego lamb for my lamb roast. Yeah, traditional lamb roast. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there trying to plan tomorrow's dinner, and I need salad dressing. I'm sorry to say it, but this does look pretty damn tasty when I get to cooking the damn thing. I mean, literally. I mean, once these are done, I'm going straight to lamb chops. I mean, literally, to me, I made the lamb taste really delicious last night, and I'm having leftovers. What?
Are we ever going to go this pandemic?
Yes, when and if they find a cure. That's the thing. Right now, they don't have a thing. Now, like, Chloe wants to bellyache about that. I guess I got to bitch about that for 10 minutes. You see, she's like, when are we going to get independent? When they get a cure. Unfortunately, the virus keeps mutating. It can mutate itself out of existence, but in the meantime, they need a cure for it. Meanwhile, that because of it, everyone is fucking suffering. You need to wear a mask, or you're gonna go to jail. It's a misdemeanor, or you got to walk down the street and wear a mask, or you're gonna zip past on your bicycle. You got to wear a mask. If you got to be in your fucking car, you got to be in the mask. If Brad, Ivy, and Izzy decided to come visit hypothetically, and they drove all the way. And he got into Washington. All of a sudden, why was up? Oh, yeah, oh, what is it, officer? Next thing you know, they're getting all three of them being dinged with a warning, masked all the way from, say, fucking Spokane or, right on the border, all the way to here. Literally, is that fucking right? Oh, yeah, we nailed 27,000 tourists driving their cars in, and they weren't wearing masks. They said, fuck it. Next you know, they were getting $10,000. Look, the economy is fucking hurting. Do you think they're fucking doing this for their own amusement? No. They want to basically nail the Brads, the Ivies, the Chloes, the myself, the Izzies. They want to nail anyone. $10,000, 2 years in the damn pokey for a mask. I mean, what the fuck is wrong with this fucking Blue Hick state? They want to fucking turn around and say, you need a mask. Oh, you need a mask. Oh. What's next? You're going to go to the movie theater and they're going to be like, I'm sorry, we can't give you popcorn because you're going to eat it. So you got to wear a mask. My voice ain't doing too well, but you get the idea.
What are you going to do with restaurants soon? Remodel restaurants where you have, enclosed booths where you have to eat in those booths.
Well, a ventilation air thing, like the old telephone booths, right? It's all enclosed. Here's your food, Miss Izzy. Turn on the fan. And then they open a little window, or they do whatever, and they're like, so what can I get for you? Oh, I'll take this. Okay. Close the door, or do whatever they have to, and they keep them inside these little phone booths.
Or if you have to put the mask on when you open the door.
Yeah, whatever,
Or was it going to be where mouth is considered a private part and if you showed it to what are they going to do when that children's movie's out? Require that everyone in the movies wear masks, otherwise they don't wear masks, it's their nudity and porn. And what are you gonna do on YouTube? Eventually flag your video if your mouth's shown. You have to wear your mask on video.
No, more likely it's fine at home, but still, it's fucking, I mean, literally, if this state basically gets away with it, right, fucking other states will fall, and eventually they'll be fucking falling like dominoes. I mean, literally. And then look at it, all 50 states that you're gonna have. Yeah, I'm the president. Yeah, I don't need a mask. I'm not gonna wear a mask. I don't need a mask. I don't support masks. I mean, literally, everyone else is fine. Literally, if we all have to, the fucking government has to too. I mean, literally, I'm sorry to say, Moscow Mitch, he does wear a mask when he's in the Senate floor. Wherever he is, he's wearing a mask. He doesn't want to get sick. He's too old. Fortunately, the thing is
Trump's old too.
He doesn't care.
He gets sick, he'll more likely croak.
Who knows? Look at his staffers in Tulsa. They all got sick from the virus.
Unless if they think he's invincible like a god.
Yes, I'm the Messiah reincarnated. I'm Christ reincarnated. I am a Messiah. I won't get sick. God has a plan for me.
Okay, I get it. Just making a joke.
This pandemic, everyone, is not a fucking joke. What I want to say is the guy that I was going to talk to you guys about, I will get his link for you. I posted in.
A little humorous here. Might as well have a little bit of humor while we're suffering. Everyone's suffering a pandemic. I mean, come on.
Well, let me put it this way, right? There's too many people making money. Here we go. So this guy here, okay, I'm going to give you guys this video in the bottom, okay? This guy here talks about things. He's Norwegian. His English is really good. He's a great guy. And let me just tell you that this guy here, highly recommend if you haven't watched it. He's completely on the money. This pandemic's going to get worse. I'm sorry to say. And it is getting worse in the country. We have an election coming up. We have a pandemic. We have to get food, which food's good. We got a pandemic. We need to get water filtration. We need tools, and we need entertainment. Those are the four things that's going to keep us sane. And with the fucking state here in the Pacific Northwest ordering fucking masks everywhere you go, including your car, it's basically fucking bullshit. And I, of course, yeah. So basically, that's all, Sorry, everyone. I'm just kind of upset, Let me put it this way. My entire family disowned me, all right? And when someone says, oh, this and this and this, kind of upsets me because, I got disowned. And a lot of people don't understand. Being disowned means you don't have anyone in your life. I have Chloe, but one day Chloe will be on her own. And then I'm by myself, In the meantime, I'm trying to teach her lessons. Hell, I could probably be dead tomorrow. No one would miss me, because my family disowned me. And right now we're in a pandemic, so everyone doesn't give a shit about everyone except themselves, or except for a few people I know. But anyways, back to my seriousness. The guy basically says we're going to see some civil unrest. Well, I guarantee we will if we have fucking mandatory masks walking down the street and mandatory people with masks being driving in the car. If you're driving in your car and you have no mask on, police pulls you over, there might be some fucking civil unrest there. I mean, literally. I mean, I don't own a car, but still, I'm just saying I can picture the civil unrest coming down the pipe, and it's not going to be fucking pretty. I mean, literally, you're basically telling people mask for fucking felony or misdemeanor charges. I mean, literally, they can't. The fucking states are going bankrupt. I mean, literally. All public places need to wear a mask, including out on the fucking streets, outdoor. So if you're walking past the courthouse, you better be wearing a mask or you're fucking in jail. I mean, literally. I mean, let me just talk about Washington State for a minute so I don't get basically depressed over, me being disowned, because that's one of the biggest things that makes me drink, okay? Being disowned. If you guys didn't know. But me and Chloe are struggling ourselves, all right? We are literally struggling. I mean, we are living within our means. We are struggling. We have to rely on Amazon. We got to rely on Target and Walmart. Got to rely on people that we've made connections with. Fortunately, those people are great people.
But they can't always help us.
No. That's why you got to basically have. Look, let me put it this way. The guy that I sent you the link to, okay, everyone who's watching this guy is more awesome than fucking people in the world, because he basically says you rely on your family if you can. If you're disowned, well, that's a different story. You rely on other people, like connections you make, like farmers. You have a tight-knit community. And eating something?
Turkey.
Yeah, the pepper jerky went bye-bye. I don't know if you want me to order more, just leave it alone right now.
Order more?
No. Remember the 4 cans of jerky cans are $80. They charge
Just
like
order
20.
2 cans. Oh, these 2.
Joe, I told you this a long time ago. She's not moving. She's talked about moving, but in this pandemic, it's a different story. So we won't go there, Joe, okay? Welcome. I guess you're going to hear the rant again, but to make it short and sweet. Washington State's mandatory that everyone wears a mask inside their cars, outside on the streets, walking down the street, going to get the mail. You name it, masks, or it's a misdemeanor. They're doing it because the state's running out of money, and they figure if anyone's going to rebel. But here's the question I have for the people in the state of Washington. And Chloe's probably going to bring this up too. What if a guy walks down the street, right? Walks down the street, no mask. Sheriff stops, says, "Sir, you gotta wear a mask. I'm going to fine you," right? The guy's got a fucking 45 on his side and a fucking AR-15 in his fucking back. That tells the officer right there, the motherfucker ain't going to listen. He's going to be like, "Look, you either fucking step aside and let me go, or I'm going to drop your ass and ask questions later, and you're going to see a lot more civil arrest and police brutalities against either cops or citizens that's going to rebel." I mean, it ain't going to be the fucking easiest thing in the world, I mean, just picture it that way. The guy's upset and walk down the street with AR-15 and a firearm, That's good for her. Look. So anyways, around 1:30 or so, I have to leave, everyone. I got to go bye-bye at around 1:30, by the way. I got to go get some shopping done. Maybe it'll be a good time to get my exercise. Did you need to go anywhere today?
No. Why would I? No. No. I'm going to stay home as much as I can now. What if you're in a restroom where no one can see you? Do you have to wear a mask? How do you get
You gotta wear a mask while using public restrooms. At the
What are you
public.
gonna put cameras in there?
No, they're gonna basically look. The government, you're sitting there saying, "Oh, I'm gonna go to the public restroom without a mask." You know what the government did? They got a number that if you go anywhere in public, including the public loo, they're gonna fucking call on you and you're gonna get fined.
No, I mean,
there's a fucking tattletale
if you're
number.
in a booth, right? You go into the booth and you take your mask off. While in the booth on the toilet.
As long as they don't see it, people don't look through the crap to see it. Yeah, you're fine. But you know, the thing is, using the
government spies are gonna look through cracks. They probably will.
I don't know. They're really that desperate for money. They'll do anything they can.
They're also trying to help the mask companies make money.
Well, yeah, exactly, Joe. I agree completely with it. I asked her 2 nights ago, okay, I'm going to be very blunt with you. I asked her, why haven't you cleaned? She goes, well, going up and down hills and up and down hills and up and down hills really bothers and drains me, so I can't do anything. And so I said to her, well, going up and down hills alone doesn't bother me. I mean, I ended up in the hospital due to the fucking fact that, you know, I'm trying to pedal a 7-speed tricycle up a fucking hill. That didn't do any good. The trike wasn't designed. By the way, I'll show you the trike if you haven't seen it, Joe. The trike it wasn't designed for hills, okay? Let me just say that. My bike guy said, well, it takes time to get used to it. Here's the trike. So I was pedaling that fucker up a hill. Let me tell you, it wasn't easy. Literally, it wasn't fucking easy. Yeah, that's, you know. So I asked her, I mean, literally, and she's like, well, you know, I mean, literally, I'm not going to make fun of her, okay? I'm not going to make fun of her, Joe, but she basically said, oh, going up and down hills drains me, and when I get home from my errands around town, I don't want to do anything. And I'm sitting there like, you know what? I'm going to have to make a whole fucking weekend just to get it done myself, because that's what I told her, because I can't fucking rely. I mean, we paid money out for a service to get a maid to come in here. They won't do it. Chloe's temper is too bad. They don't want to go. They've heard of Chloe. Chloe's attacked the grocery store. Chloe gets kicked out of the grocery store. Now she fucks attack. They're afraid Chloe's reputation's down the shitter, you know. Yeah, her mom doesn't want her because of her temper.
Just setting this here for now. I have trash to get.
No, one day I want to try those Oreo ones. At least a pack of them.
There's a piece of rash
I've seen that movie. That movie was pretty cool. Tony Danza. He made that movie really good back then. You should check it out sometime.
Somewhere. Right here.
Yeah, well, you know. So anyways, so then, you know, Joe, my bike guy messaged me and he says, well, you got to get used to using the trike. You need to use it more. He emails me and says, when you coming in to fix the, you know, the trike thing, you know, the fucking trike thing was, you know, it needs the basket, right? So he says, come down and get the basket installed. Fortunately, he wants me to do it at the same time the trailer. The trailer, of course, ain't fucking moving at all. That's what really pisses me off, too, today. Bad day when Advocate gets coronavirus. They want to go to phase 3 here. Not thinking about going back to phase 1 because we got 4 or 5 new cases on this island. They're thinking, oh, we're going to reopen to phase 3 and bring in the tourists. I don't want to get fucking sick from the tourists, but I don't want to fucking ride my trike with a fucking mask on me either, you know, Joe. I mean, literally, it's just fucking bad. And then, my bike guy, Seth, he's like, he's a great guy. He's like, we're fucking waiting for a fucking UPS ain't delivering. I mean, I'm watching this right now, and it's updates. It says right here, package arrived and hasn't moved in 7 hours. It's not going to move today. And he's pissed. He's like, why the fuck isn't it moving? Meanwhile, I'm pissed off, Joe, because my debit card's on hold and I can't do anything because I got money it's due to be paid out for fucking my meats. And yet the fucking bookkeeper won't get off her fucking lazy ass to do it. I expect timely punctuation like a Marine, not a lazy, not a lazy son of a bitch doing what they want to do. No, I wasn't talking about you, Chloe. I was talking about fucking UPS. That thing, And then I was told by my bike guy, Joe, that I need to check the ferry watch to see, what the fuck? You gotta be fucking kidding me. I better go look at Vessel Watch real quick. No, I'm fucking really pissed off now. Damn. So it seems the yak's, where is the yak? Okay, so the yak's there. It hasn't departed yet. So you got 3 inner islands boats. They're delayed. Damn. Can you believe that? They're fucking all delayed today. Another bad news for me. I was going to go somewhere, but they're just like, eh. Let me check at the routes real quick. So, next boat leaves at 2:10. Yeah. Or 4:50. Or 6. View schedule. What's the schedule adjustment? Look at this, Chloe. Oh, never mind. Taking a shit, are we? Eh. Well, yeah, I don't like it either, I know Izzy didn't upset me. It's just the whole day's been shot to shit. I need to get ingredients for tomorrow's dinner, and I gotta wait till 2. Then on top of that, I gotta fucking wait for a trailer that's for Moppy that can't be done. I should email the bike guy real quick. This might be of an interest to you.
That is?
Ferry traffic's blocked.
Huh.
See this?
Oh my goodness.
620, 740, 805, 910. That means everyone had reservations. The reservations are canceled today for ticket holders.
Which means even deliveries aren't coming in.
Deliveries aren't coming in.
How long is this supposed to be in effect?
Who knows? Till they get it fixed.
Oh, fuck. That means anything orders aren't going to come in now. That means stores will run out of products, too. I mean, I wonder, are they going to trying to fix as fast as they could?
They are. But they said due to it that morning cancellations, that they're not upholding the reservations.
But, I mean, You think they'll have it running by next week?
Yeah. They said due to the increased ferry to get people for the tourists over here, the tourists are now stuck over there.
Yeah. So they're trying to get it up and running tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
We better have it running tomorrow. Otherwise, they're going to have to ship everything by plane, which means prices will be jacked up even more. If I called up a store, right? Like, well, can't you guys send it by plane? We really need this. Well, we can't. We have to go on ground. You could pick it up in Anacortes, so we could do it for you. It's like, well, how am I supposed to get Anacortes if the ferries aren't going? Well, we could just take a yacht or your boat. Like, does it look like I own an effing yacht or boat? Well, if you live in the island, you should be able to afford one. If you're poor, you shouldn't be living there. That's the type of customer service you get these days. Is if you don't have the means of doing something that they want to assume you would have, or they expect you to have, you don't have those means, they become total dicks to you.
Says San Juan, Anacortes, San Juan Island vehicle reservations today are completely suspended. Vehicle reservation travel today in the San Juan Islands, including the tourists, are suspended until further notice due to the increased traffic caused by the canceled sailings early this morning. Reservation holders will be prioritized and loaded on first-come, first-served basis. It's highly recommended that standby passengers avoid traveling at this time. Customers should check in the schedule and plan on arriving early to all the terminals, whether it be in Anacortes, Lopez Shaw, Orcas, or Friday Harbor. We apologize for the service disruption and thank you for your complete patience.
They don't even have a date when they're going to be back.
No.
I told you right there, it could be months.
It says right there, suspended until further notice.
Which means it could take weeks or months to even get it back up. When the state runs ferries, it could take a while.
Well, Bike Guys just emailed and said, don't worry about it. If it doesn't come tomorrow, it's because of the delay on UPS. You know, that means all packages are fucking delayed until further notice due to the fucking fact that, you know, all these reservation holders are getting ready to come over here. Now they're fucking coming
You
anyway.
think it's going to be canceled all day tomorrow and all weekend?
It said suspended until further notice, which means anyone who has a reservation for June through September is now on hold. First come, first serve.
So when they're back up running, it's only first come, first serve.
It's first serve, first come, first serve. So anyone who wants to leave the island, they gotta be first come, first serve at Friday Harbor. Same with Lopez, Orcas, and Shaw.
Well, if they're going from Anacortes, like a
Same thing. Same thing. I just read it to you.
If they got the ferry running up again.
Yeah, the ferries are up and running. They're just saying they canceled the sailings for some damn reason.
What, they canceled it today?
No, the morning. Remember, I just showed you the morning cancellations. The 6, the 7, the 9 o'clock boats were all canceled, going from Anacortes and Friday Harbor.
That means boats were broke down.
All boats. I mean, literally, this is just making my fucking day really bad. And Izzy thought she upset me. She didn't upset me, you know. She was talking, okay, I'll tell you what happened with Izzy, okay?
I'm going to get my word in too.
So, as you know, we're waiting till December for a fucking freezer, right? Fortunately, Izzy's uncle, or uncle, I think Brad and Izzy's uncle got him a freezer and for storing food for Izzy, so Izzy won't go hungry. Ugh. So, anyways, they're filling it up. Well, I wasn't upset, Izzy thought it was, bragging. It wasn't bragging. It was just upsetting me because we're waiting for our fucking freezer. Freezers are sold out nationwide. How magically they got a freezer? Maybe the uncle had a spare freezer, right? Well, it's being filled up. So I said, well, it must be nice to have money too. Whatever, you know what?
I'm listening.
No, you're smacking your head like you don't give two shits.
No, I do give two shits. It's just all I say is I might cancel my order with H&M.
Don't.
No, because if the ferries are down, by the time you get to Anacortes, they might not be able to put it on the ferry. And then they'll go back to Seattle and then go back across the country and get lost. So I might just ask for a refund. Because they're never going to get them back up and running.
It was canceled this morning. They're already loading things up for the mail and stuff.
So their ferries are running now.
Ferries are running. They just canceled the morning boats. But I don't know if tomorrow's boats are going to be the same. But due to the boats being down, didn't say why the boats were down. It just said.
I'm going to get this away, done, and then get more trash out.
It said boat number 3 was completely canceled. Anacortes Friday Harbor and Anacortes boat number 3, Chloe.
It seems like every time we take our trash out, neighbors complain about us taking trash out.
Boat number 3 is the Kitsap. So the Kitsap is the one that's
I wonder, neighbors are bitching about us taking trash out, then where we're supposed to put our trash. And they're being very hypocritical because they take trash out too. What we're supposed to do, store it in a closet and have a smelly closet?
No.
Bottles, even underneath the sink. Well, that's you because you don't want anyone knowing you're an alcoholic and you're drinking schizophrenia and children.
So the next boat that leaves Anacortes is 305. So that one's already completely full. So, I told the bike guy, and he said, well, we'll see you tomorrow then. Oh, boat number 3, that's a Kitsap. That's going from Orcas to Anacortes. Anacortes to Lopez. From Friday Harbor to Lopez. Friday Harbor to Lopez is leaving late. And Anacortes to Lopez leaves late. And Shada Lopez and Orcasan. So it's basically the main ferry that goes from Anacortes that was shut down. And they didn't say why it was shut down today. But that one's sitting right now in Orcas. It's at the dock, slip number 3. So boat position 3 is the one that was delayed. And they explain why. So, you can see why I'm fucking pissed off, The boats are fucking delayed, She's verbally done things to me, not physically. I've disarmed her a few times at our old place, She doesn't like black people, but, yesterday she got angry and she threw a sweatshirt hoodie at Moppy. I've seen her throw water bottles at the wall and bounce off, so, it's not good, she's got a temper. Yeah, I've talked to her many times over, Joe, about doing chores, It's like she's not going anywhere. She's got the energy to do stuff. I just don't know why, Right now, she says we need a storage shed, and yet
we don't need one.
Yet we're on a wait list. You know, I should check on the storage shed place too and see if there's anything. There's a guy around here that emailed me. I just can't remember where he is. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know where it is. So, but yeah, I just gave the, you know. I don't know why she does these things, actually. It's her mental illness. That's all I can be told. You know, throwing water bottles at the wall, hoodie dress at the dog.
Well, I felt so terrible for doing that to Moppy because I really do love him.
Where is my
I made up to him by giving him dog treats and cuddling with him. Moppy, where are you? There you are. What do you want to be near us? Why are you afraid we will bite? Are you afraid? Are you afraid we'll embarrass you? Yeah, you get to embarrass me. I don't want to be on YouTube. Yeah. Hey everyone, it's Mappy. It's Mappy the dog.
Oh.
Yeah. Moppy, I had to put you on YouTube.
She didn't hit the dog. She just threw her hoodie dress, her cloth thing at the dog. I don't know why she was angry. It was yesterday when she was making threats too. I believe it was the neighbors and federal agents. They ever showed up on the door. Yeah, she does that all the time. I have to put up with it.
Yes, people need to see pets on video.
Yeah.
More often, Moppy. See, Moppy, you need to be on video.
Come here. How you doing?
I think
Yesterday he made some weird sounds. This little
Moppy's
guy.
got less fur on one of his legs, on the inner part. He's been biting it like crazy. Moppy.
Oh yeah, look at him. He's a good little
Hey,
bun.
Your Majesty. One of Moppy's inner thighs is hairless.
Did you check for fleas?
I've always checked fleas. I didn't find a single flea. I don't know why he's itching there.
Isn't he cute? Look at him. This guy means the world to me.
And just that's the only area he's itching. Like he has a skin rash or an infection or something. Did we pay the vet back?
We did. The vet never got back to us about putting the money order into the bank.
Well, they should.
Well, the reason that they're not answering their email
is this little Shih Tzu might have to go to the vet again if he's chewing on one thigh.
Yeah.
Moppy, you can't be chewing your thigh. You keep chewing. If I ever catch you chewing your thigh, I'm going to blow on you to get you to stop. I don't want you tearing yourself up. I want you tearing yourself up now, Moppy.
Excuse me for one moment. I got to use the restroom.
I don't want our little pumpkin to bleed because he bit himself. He keeps biting himself. Moppy! Oh, Moppy! Oh, yes, you are. Love you. So much fun. Come on, baby. Ah, Moppy dog. the moppy dog.
She's got borderline personality or bipolar, one of the two. They don't know which one. Apparently meds don't work, so, I'm starting to wonder. Just like I'm starting to wonder about the government and their stimulus checks, when the stimulus checks are coming. Still watching the tracking of that trailer, and that trailer hasn't moved,
Doing this slowly.
So, I better check my bank account real quick.
Ow!
I mean, I've had a adult protection service on my door investigating abuse from Chloe, to me. And I've had Secret Service on my door for threats. I mean, like I said, it's complicated. I love smelling pretty, by the way. Smells like little florals.
I feel like APS is gonna knock on the door.
Gee, thanks.
What? What is it?
Knocked
Sorry.
out my-
I have a feeling that APS is gonna soon eventually knock on the door again. Alright, got some of the dishes put away. Oh, actually, I got all the clean ones put away. Are these ones still clean?
Yeah, I never washed them. They just need to be put in the.
Put them away then. Put these in the cupboard. The other clothes.
So, unemployment. Like I said, everything's hindering on the unemployment numbers.
When you get back from Courtney, you'll have your printer here. I'm not gonna hook it up or
Is there a
anything, but
plug or anything
I could
over
plug
there?
it.
No, is there a plug around there?
Yeah, there is. There's plenty of free plugs, I think. Yeah, if we just make a clear space for one with one of those, I think we could possibly fit it in, slot it in somewhere, somehow. We can slot it in.
There's a plug right there.
Yeah, we can use that one. I wonder what tourist traps sometimes are very discriminative. Because of wealthy tourists.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Pretzel hamburger buns or sub rolls. That seems interesting. I'm checking the ads real quick, everyone. Seeing if there's any. So, anyways, like I said, about a half hour I gotta go bye-bye, so. So, for some of you wondering about the second stimulus, it's up in the air. There's 7 types that they could do. $1,200 again, $1,200 targeted to the low income only. The Democratic controlled Heroes bill is dead in arrival because they don't want to give $10,000 per person for hazard pay. That's over $1.6 trillion alone. So it's just a big, big problem, you know. So that's the way it is, you know.
I'm gonna have to wash that out.
Roasting pan?
Yeah, washing that out. I'm gonna do it while you're gone. Wash out the roasting pan.
Yeah.
I have to. Are you gonna use it tonight?
Yeah, tonight or tomorrow.
Oh, you're gonna use it tonight, right? How do you use that in the crock pot?
Yeah, well, crock pot ain't ready. I got, you know, figure out a recipe for lamb soup.
Now we have the crock pot back. Crock pot's available again. Now we got that smelly soup out of there. I had it thoroughly scrubbed and cleaned. That big pot that had the rotten turkey bones in it, or chicken bones, or whatever it was, that was clean too. That was a lot of flushing I had to do, you know. Okay, let's do this.
She did this morning.
Alright.
Oh, you sleeping, Moppy?
Yes. I like when he sleeps. I love it when Moppy sleeps. He's so cute. He's a cute dog. He's soft and fluffy too.
Father-in-law is having a couple teeth pulled today.
Yeah. I feel for him. It's not easy having teeth pulled.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, anyone have any questions about the stimulus checks or whatever? I'm willing to answer it. long. Well, Joe, I gotta go. I'm sorry, GoFundMe, but I don't want to support and spend money I don't want to spend on Black Lives Matter. I would if I could, but I won't. So my plan is in around 30 minutes or so, I will be leaving Joe so I can go to the store to get supplies so I can make Greek style leg of lamb for tomorrow's dinner. To make sure I have enough Greek lamb to make for Saturday too, because I have some boneless legs I'm cooking. Figures. So I will be going to the store. Um, so yeah, I'll be going to the store, and then when I get back, I will um, pick up what's needed. You know. So yeah, I gotta go shopping so I can make food for Chloe. She wants Greek style lamb, Joe. And that's what's gonna happen, you know. Dad said something about no scoops yet. Hmm. So once I get back, Joe, um, I'll either have a beer or I will have some wine, maybe. But currently, nothing. right now I'm just. What did it say?
You're a puppy dog. Are you almost going soon?
Yeah, I'm gonna get going soon. Grab my shopping cart and
1:30, right? Party's picking you up.
No, I'm walking down there. I need the exercise.
For you? Want to suit Moppy up for you?
Sure.
All right, Moppy. Time for you to get suited up, pumpkin. I'll see you when you guys get back. That's right, Moppy. I'm staying behind, Moppy, okay? But you're going to be back, okay?
How many avocados do you have?
A few?
Because I don't want to pay $4 an avocado.
Just get about 4 of them this time. That's all you need. It's just 4.
So you want me to spend $16 on avocados?
Just forget about the avocados.
I could spend $16 on avocados.
Fine, maybe 5 avocados. That's 20. 5 avocados there. Got the 20.
Do you have any money?
I got that green card.
Okay.
Did you give it back to me?
I gave your green card back.
I'll give it to you. As well as the EBT card. I have a Moppy dog. And I'm gonna sit him up. Moppy, come on, you gotta get suited up. Alright. Where's your harness, pumpkin? Where is your harness, little dog? Right here. Moppy, up here. Moppy, come on. Moppy, Moppy, come on. Gotta come up here, pumpkin. Moppy, come on. Moppy. Whoppy. Oh, under the bed. Dog. You're under the bed. All right.
We don't need any meats at the store, right?
No, we don't. We got enough meats. You still alive?
Yeah.
Monty, come on. Spend $20 to me on avocados. $20 worth of avocados. Moppy, come on.
Well, everyone,
You have anything that squeaks? Oh, you know what? I have an idea here. Hey, where's that lamb bag?
I don't know. Where'd you put it?
Right there, right there. Get it. I need it. Right there. I'm pointing at it.
Well, I can't see it. This is
Yeah.
fish and venison.
I'll take it. I don't care. I'll take whatever is there. It needs to come out. So you're walking out to see Courtney?
Yeah.
Alright. Puppy! What? Venison treat. Puppy, what's venison? Puppy, venison! Yummy, tasty venison treat.
Please add subscribe.
It's turkey.
Please post comments. Please leave feedback, suggestions. Hit the like and subscribe button. It's wholesome fun, even for your family, including your dogs and your cats and your bunnies. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hit the bell notification and look for part 2 when I get back from the store. Thank you, and God bless you in everything you do.
Come on, girl.